Welcome everyone to the Beatles classic. You know, playing guitar, nothing else to do during these troubled times. Been working on this song, and boy, there's a lot of different ways of playing this. I've studied other people playing it. I've studied tab that's out there, and the one thing that really helped me with the chorus, and we'll talk about that. People call it the James Bond chorus because it kind of sounds like a James Bond theme. But anyhow, there's a documentary on Hey Bulldog by the Beatles, and it's a lot of talking, but there is a section where you see George playing this chorus, and he's doing octaves. You can see him plucking the 6th and 4th string as he moves up. Of course, you don't hear the song during that time, but I can tell what he's doing, and I'm going to talk about the differences in it. I've written out my notes. The link is available below the video, and I hope you guys enjoy this. So for a change, I'm using Guitar Rig 5. Normally I use Amplitude 4, but Guitar Rig 5 really has a better Vox sound. So I went with that, added a little fuzz to this, and I'm actually splitting 2 channels. I have a clean Vox on channel B, which I'm stressing the fuzz a little more because I read that George had got a new fuzz pedal and used it on this song. So with that said, to start out the song, what you want to do with the 2nd fret of the 5th string, we're going to hit that twice to the open 4th string. And then we're going to pedal between that 2nd, 5th string and 4th string at the 2nd fret. Then back to 5 at the 2nd fret, and then 3 to 4 on the 4th string. So we have this. Okay, that's one section. The second time through, he kind of reverses that. We're going to start out the same with 2 hits on the 5th string, 2nd fret to open on the 4th. Then we go to that 5th string, but from there we'll go to the 4th fret of the 4th string. Back to 5 on the 2nd fret, and then 3-2 on that 4th string. Alright, so all together, both sections, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that repeats twice. You'll hear the piano come in twice, and then the guitar comes in 2 times with that intro. And then during the verse, there's really no guitar. It's all just piano, but you know, of course, us guitarists, we can't just leave well enough alone. We got to jam along. So the piano chords are B7th, okay? We're just referencing the B7th. We're not playing the full chord here. So you want to play the 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, 1st fret, and put your middle finger down on the 3rd string at the 2nd fret. And just palm mute that for 4 counts. Then we're going to go to an F sharp minor, but we're only going to play the 5th through the 4th string. Back to our B7th. Back to F sharp minor. Now we switch it up a little. We're going to go A to F sharp minor. Then we're going to go to E for basically 8 counts, but the first half is a full E. Second half we'll lift up our middle finger for an E7. So we'll have this. Then we go back to A, F sharp minor, then B7th to finish out. and then they'll start again with the B7th. Alright, so that is the verse. Again, your B7th will start and a B7th will end. So you'll be actually, as you play through the rhythm, playing B7th for 8 counts because you're coming around again. So I'm going to go through the verse one time so you can see how that sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we start again. Then we're into the chorus, so we'll talk about this controversial chorus and how to play it. One thing I want to mention before I get to the chorus, there is a little lick that George does the second time through the verse. You'll hear them coming in when he reaches the E, he'll go into this little lick. Alright, basically what he's doing after he comes in from the F sharp, he's just hitting the 6th string open, and then the 5th string, 2nd fret bent, and then open, and then 2nd string or 2nd fret, I'm sorry, bent and open. It's a simple lick, but it sounds a little confusing in that part because they're moving from E to E7 on the piano, and then when he hits the A, you've moved to the A chord. Okay, so that lick, it's in my notes. You'll be able to play through with it. So the reason I think this chorus is confused a bit is because the bass is playing B. So you hear Paul riding on a B and then an E. So you'll see a lot of people play this by playing this B and adding their small finger on the string next to the fret. So we'll be at the let's see, what is that? 5, 7, and 9, and then we're going to add 10, 11, and 12. This is what they call the James Bond section. Then they do that on E. But again, watching George and seeing what I think he's doing, is I believe Paul's riding on that B, so you're going to hear this F sharp when he starts the octaves. F sharp to G sharp to A, then we're going to skip up to B, C, D, I'm sorry, C sharp, D. Alright, so we'll have this, and we're playing 6th and 4th string. I'm hybrid picking, so I'm using my pick and my finger. Pick on the 6th string and ring finger on the 4th. So he's going to pluck those and then pluck them again and slide up. Then just pluck and slide. At this point, it's a little bit of a rest, so you hear this. Okay, so those are 2 options to play the chorus. The end of the chorus, you'll hear a B. If you're looking up, so it's B to E, and then you're into the lick. Alright, so again, I've got that in my notes. Okay, the first time through, there's a riff that's an octave above what he's playing, and I believe he's doing this. I'm going to just play the first section and show you that. Alright, so what we're doing, sliding into the 3rd string at the 4th fret, hit it again, Then we go to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, back to 4 and 3. Then we're going to hit 5 and pull off to 3. And then catch 4 again on that 3rd string. So we have this. Then we hit 6 and 7 on the 2nd string. So the second time through, we'll hit that 4 twice on the 3rd string, to 3 on the 2nd. Now I use my 1st finger. I switch positions back to that 3rd string at the 4th fret, because we're going to go to 7 next after 4. Then back to 4 and 6. And then you'll hear a pull off from 5 to 3. So you'll have this. Next section of the lick, what he'll do is this. Alright, so the difference there is we're not going to the 4 after the 5 to 3 pull off. So we go 4 twice on the 3rd string, back to 3 on the 2nd, back to 4, and then 5 to 3 pull off, and then right to 6, 7. Then we're back into the ending part. Alright, so that's the octave riff. That's what I believe he's doing there. I see a lot of people do it this way, including when Peter Frampton joined Dave Grohl and ELO's Jeff Lynne on this version of it. They were doing this. For that riff, we'll be on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. So we're going to start out on the 4th string, 9 twice to the 3rd string at 7, back to 9 on the 4th and 3rd. Then 4th to 3rd from 9 to 10. And then we'll catch 7 on that 2nd string. Now we're going to catch 9 again twice for the 2nd half. Back to that 7 on the 3rd, 9 on the 4th. Then we're going to jump to the 2nd string. Back to 9 on that 4th, to 10 and 9 on the 3rd. So we have this. All together, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that repeats. So there you have the octave riffs and a couple options for you. We'll talk about the solo next and the outro, and you will have the song. Here's a solo, and I'll break it down for you. Solo, we're basically following chords of the song. The solo rhythm is the verse chords. Alright, so to start this out, we're going to reference it because we're playing a B7. We're going to reference a B, and we're going to play with an open B and 7th fret B at the 1st string. And then we're going to hit a B on the 2nd and 3rd string. Alright, so we're doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you kind of slide into that 7th. So it's 7 hits of this. And then you're going to hit this once and slide down. It's real quick. Then what you're going to do is catch the 5th string at the 2nd fret and then hit the 4th fret and slide up to 6. Then you'll go through that B chord and you'll catch the 4th string individually at the 4th fret. And then, like you're playing it separately, you're going to hit that 3rd and 2nd string at the 4th fret and slide back to the 2nd. Alright, so let's take that all together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. At this point, alright, what we're going to do is just be on the 2nd and 3rd string. We're going to hit the 2nd fret, and then we'll hit the 4th and 3rd fret, and then 5th and 6th fret. Alright, so we've slid back. Alright, at that point, you're going to basically start this again and do this exact same lick. One variation. So we'll come back to the 7th on the 1st string, hitting the 2nd string. At this point, you're going to hit 4 twice on the 2nd one, slide back. Then come back up just like we did. Alright, so I'm going to play both of those for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. At that point, you'll hear him hit an open A string twice and kind of let that ring. Then we're going to walk down just like we left off from 5 and 6 on the 2nd and 3rd string to the 3rd and 4th fret of the 2nd and 1st string. And then 2nd fret on that 3rd and 2nd string. So we have this. And then you're going to go to 3 and 4 quickly. So we have this. Let's see. So we come down. Then we're going to hit that 2nd fret again to 3 and 4 back to 2. Alright, so we have this. At that point, we're going to slide on the 2nd string to 4 and form an E7. Alright, but we're not going to play it, we're going to arpeggiate it. So we're going to slide from 2 to 4, hit the 3rd string at the 2nd fret, at the 4th fret, back to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Alright. And then he slides up to 12 on that 1st string real quickly. Alright, so you'll hear this. And then off. So let me do that again a little closer up so you can see all this lick. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, again, this is all in my notes. We'll go over the last part of the lead and you'll have it. Okay, the last section of the lead is after we come up from 12. We're going to come back into that 5 and 6 on the 3rd and 2nd string. Okay, so we slide from 5 to 6 to 3 to 4, back to 2. At that point, when he stops at 2, we're going to hammer into a B. We'll hammer in on the 2nd and 3rd string at 4, but we'll be keeping our 1st finger at the 2nd fret. Alright, so we have this. We come into it. it's a hammer in and then pluck on that too. And then 3 more hits. And then up to another B at the 6th fret. Okay, we'll just be playing the bottom half of the chord. 2nd fret at 7 and 8 on the 3rd. All right, one more time to that last section. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the solo. You'll be into a verse and then a chorus and then the outro. We'll talk to the outro because he changes the lick a little with an octave, and you'll have the whole song. So we've gone through another verse, then a chorus. We're going to come back in with the riff. There's an octave riff underneath it. Again, you're doing the hammer on. You'll do that twice. Then we're going into the outro. Now, the outro, one time through, you'll do this. Just start out the first section just like you would on that B note. Then we're going to end it with this. Alright, so what we're doing there is we're going to go up to the 6th string, hit that on the 2nd fret twice to open 5th string, back to the 6th at 2. And then we walk down from 4 back to 2 on the 6th, and then 3, 2 on that 5th string. Now we're going to start the actual, what I'll call the actual outro, because that's kind of an intro to the outro. Does that make sense? He only does that once, but the reason he does it is because he's coming back into this lick and he's ended on that 2nd fret B. So rather than hit B again twice, he's hammering in to make it sound different. So there you go. That's the whole song. I hope you guys enjoy.